Hi, my fellow Aries. This is your August reading, and it's mine too because I'm an Aries sun and moon too. I'm sorry I'm late this month. Last eclipse in Cancer triggered my house move, and as it was aspected by Pluto, even though it was a positive move, it consumed all of me. And I have not explained that in any reading, but I'm doing that here because you're my tribe. So you can relate what all these eclipses and retrogrades have taught us. That sometimes the signs like us, who are all about moving forward, have to take 3 steps backward to truly move forward, and that's what all the retrogrades active right now are doing. I know we don't like delays, we can see the other side, but we are being asked to buckle down as Mercury is retrograde in your go-go house. It has been retrograde in all of your go-go houses, which are all the fire houses, asking you to review your fire, your energy, your strength. And your ruler is also retrograde right now. It makes you go more inward. It also delays a little bit of action. It delays the blessings because all the retrogrades this year are happening in your money, big wealth, and luck houses. So even though you can see things are about to materialize, they're taking a little bit more time than you would want them to materialize and happen. But the end of the month and the second half of the month sees the tide completely changing, and that's what I've come to talk to you about. We spoke at the end of last month's reading that I promise you passion and creativity and love this month, and I definitely gonna come through on that promise because the month is very, very positive in that light. But there are some energies before we get there that I need to cover. So you had 27 July full moon's lunar eclipse in 4-degree Aquarius, which was in your social network houses. Mars has been reworking your social network house for since May of 16th. It went retrograde end of July in that sector. Mars usually would only spend 7 weeks in a specific house. So when it is spending almost 6 months in your social network, it's pushing you, asking you to figure out how to use your networks best to your advantage and how to network the best as well. Who are your true friends? Who are your true tribes? Are your sponsors or the benefactors that you think would come through and help you in your career, are they truly your benefactors or not? Now, when a full moon happens, and that's what happened on 27th of July, impact of that full moon lunar eclipse will last for the next 6 months, but August is when you see the large part of impact of that. It's a full moon. Sun throws its light on the moon, and the moon is ignited and is completely illuminated. Everything that was hidden in your social networks is coming to light. All the demons are coming to light. All the people who are not truly your friends are coming to light. All the people who are truly not your benefactors is coming to light. Mars is retrograde. Mars is your ruler. You're all about fire and going after these initiatives. But when Mars is retrograded, your energy is more inward because you're re-evaluating who are your true friends, who are your true tribe. If Mars was moving forward right now, which it will in September in this area, you would be just going and networking with full energy, and I would request you to do that in September. But right now, you are going backward and trying to figure out who truly serve you and who don't. It's also about your hopes and dreams. Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, just left your sign in May, and it has not yet taken the full flavor of the next sign. Uranus is a very slow moving planet. It took 7 years to go over each and every degree in your sign, depending on when you're born. If you were born end of April, towards 22nd of April, then you would have just seen the effect of that come through in the last year. But over the course of 7 years, you've seen everything that was holding you down, your entire life completely change. You would have seen many sudden changes come through in your life because that's what Uranus does. The aim of Uranus is to free you. It has a 84-year cycle. It's a very long cycle. So none of us in our entire lifetime have ever seen Uranus in Aries. This was the first time any of us have seen that, and it came in your sign for the last 7 years, and it will revisit you again in November. But now, when Uranus just left you, you have just gone through a very big transformative exercise. So, Mars sitting over there is trying to figure out that after this changes that you're going through, that you have gone through, who are your true supporters after that? Your hopes and dreams are changed as well. Mars is sitting in your area of hopes and dreams as well. So maybe your goalpost itself has changed. So you're trying to work all of that out at the start of the month and throughout this month as you go over who are your true supporters. Now, Mars is squaring Uranus as well. I talked about this last month. When Mars and Uranus are squaring each other, that means they are in hard aspect. It's a planet of drive and the planet of change at loggerheads with each other. It's trying to edge you inside. You feel an urge inside to change something. Uranus has just entered your financial sector. It's trying to shake your financial sector. It's trying to change how you make money. It's also your self-worth that it's trying to change. So it's itching you inside to make a change in who you deal with, who you network with, who you associate yourself with. And soon on 12th of August, it moves into 10th house, which is your house of work. It start edging you to change your work sector. It's try, especially if you're born end of April, if you're a end April born Aries, which is between 14 to 22nd of April, so mid-April born, but end degree of Aries, then you are most affected by the Mars squaring Uranus 10th house and second house energy, which is the work urge to change the work that's coming very strongly to you, and it's coming suddenly. It's coming like a rush to you, and it will continue to happen till September. It will keep on itching you inside. Are you getting your requisite self-worth and net worth at the work that you're working on? Saturn is currently in your 10th house as well. Saturn is a taskmaster. It's asking you to buckle down and work it at whatever you have been given in your work sector, in your office sector, and you're making your destiny in the world sector. So you are naturally very hardworking in that sector. There is no issue in coming through to that Saturn aspect for you, because you are naturally, Saturn is the ruler of your 10th house. So you're naturally hardworking at work. That is not an issue, and you're putting in full effort there. But this Uranus Mars square is not letting you still where you are. It's going on itching you and asking you, are you getting your net worth out of the work that you're doing or not? Are you asking for the money that you should? Are you getting the money that you should? And there's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in asking for the money that you deserve. But at the same time, this Saturn aspect, which is squaring you and is going to be pressurizing especially early born Aries to buckle down and do the work. Don't forget to do the work, because Saturn is going to punish you if right now you do not put the requisite effort required at your work sector. It will come to bite you, because that's what Saturn does. But at the same time, Saturn in Capricorn is a strong sign. It rewards you if you do the work. When Mars moves in your 10th house on 12th of August, and it will stay there till 10th of September, you will be rewarded if you rework and work whatever is required at your office or in your own business. If you have any projects which are ongoing which require some amount of rework, maybe from May you had done some work and it requires some rework, all of that will get rewarded to you in September if you continue to put in the work there. That's my request to you, especially if you are an early Aries. Don't buckle under the pressure of people not treating you right as of now. Just do the work. Just put in the work required at your work sector. It's not all about work at all. I promised you something completely different, and then we digressed into work. I'm sorry about that, but that's the aspect that's live throughout the month. And there is a sweet reward coming at the end of the month. I'll talk about that. Now, in the middle of all this work aspect, love comes. Creativity comes, focus on children comes, sex comes. Let's see how. Joy comes to your rescue on 11th of August, new moon solar eclipse. And no, I know we're sitting already past that time, but you will not feel it because there's a delay effect. I'll explain why. 11th of August, new moon solar eclipse was supposed to hit 18 degree Leo. It trines you. It works in positive aspect with you. It's in your house of joy. It brings a new joy to your life. It brings new fresh passion in your life. especially if you're a Aries having any planets between 14 to 24 degree Aries. Oh my god, this is such a beautiful energy, and it will have benefits coming to you for the next 6 months, but especially over the next 2 or 3 months you feel this energy inside out. It's benefiting Aries born between 14 to 24 degree Aries especially, and 8 to 18th April born essentially. If you're a Aries sun sign, but if you're a Aries ascendant, rising, moon, sun, even Venus, if you have any planets between 14 to 24 degree Aries, you feel this trine so sweet and nice. It's the best, it's one of the best eclipses to have in your sign. But this is the last eclipse you're going to have for the next 19 years. I'm not saying there's not going to be any love for the next 19 years in your life, but it's a time to take opportunity. Now, what does a new moon in Leo bring for you? Leo is your joy. It sits in your chart in the most joyous place. Everything that gives you joy, your children, romance, your creativity, your self-expression, the things that you are up and about, the things in which you shine to the world, your self-expression, your children, your romance, all of that is infused with fresh, passionate energy coming with this eclipse for the next 6 months. But this comes, and there was a but coming, right? Because as I said, it's delayed. Why is it delayed? Because there's a conjunction to Mercury here. This eclipse is sitting on top of where Mercury is sitting, and Mercury is right now backwards. So Mercury holds the information till it's backward. It's making you rethink and think and rethink. So if there's a new romance coming in your life, you're rethinking about it. And it's been going on for a long time. Whole of July and August, Mercury is sitting in this area of joy and passion for you. But it's in retrograde till 19th of August, so the messaging on it will be delayed. The recognition of this joy and clarity on this joy will be delayed. That doesn't mean that you don't feel happiness of it. Just the clarity of how that happiness is to be achieved is delayed. You can already feel something is coming right now, sitting today. You can feel the energy shift. But how is it shifting is the clarity of that will come a bit later. It's not a surprise, because whole of July you've been discussing it, whether it's a creative project, a new creative project that you have started, and it's giving you a lot of passionate energy in what you do. It's suddenly given you a boost in your joy, in your passion. It's keeping you awake in the night for you to complete it. That kind of a project. If there's a new love which is keeping you awake in the night, if there's a new child that's keeping you awake in the night, or if there's something new in the life of your children that's coming, that's keeping you awake in the night, you know that. And keeping you awake because of passion and joy it's bringing you, not because of the stress it's bringing you. Because this is a positive new moon. It's a new start of something in your very core and happy center. And it's coming with a square to Jupiter as well. Jupiter is a very benefic planet. Square is a hard aspect. Even if Jupiter hits you with a stick, you feel lucky. And it's fifth house in general, where the new moon is, it's the lucky house. So it's like a start of a lucky period. And Jupiter, the planet of luck, hits it. It blesses it, although it blesses it hard. But what does it mean that it blesses you hard? Is that you might become over optimistic. You might start over promising things to your lover. You might start over promising to your children. You might start over promising on your creative project to yourself or to the people you're dealing with. Be careful of going over the board, because this is Leo. Leo goes over the board. You know this energy because it's part of you. Leo is your fellow fire sign. You understand how they operate. You know that they go over the top. You feel it in your bones that you're going over the top. So just control yourself when you're going over the top in that. But Jupiter has moved direct in July. 10th of July, Jupiter started moving in the direction it should. It was moving backwards since March. So all the blessings that Jupiter is supposed to bring to you were delayed. That's what I was telling you. All of your luck and positivity has been held up. But there was a reason why Jupiter was sitting in retrograde, because Jupiter is sitting in your healing house after the destruction of Uranus. And Uranus usually takes away things from you, and not with a warning. It takes away things from you suddenly. So when Uranus took some things away from you suddenly over the last couple of years, you needed the cycle of Jupiter coming to a healing house, which it will stay for the whole of this year till November. And Jupiter does not return to a specific point for 12 years or so. It's not a as long a cycle as Uranus, but it's a long cycle. So Uranus doesn't come that often for healing. It's coming for healing at an opportune time when you need it. And it's not just bringing pure healing to your sector, it's bringing sensuality, it's bringing intimacy, it's bringing joint finances being blessed. So there is a lot of positivity that it's bringing, but it did not come without the strings attached. So when Jupiter in Scorpio is very different from Jupiter in any other sign. So since March, when it went backward, it started edging you inside. What's hurting you? What's itching you? What's holding you back? Where are you lacking in emotional strength? Who's hurting you? Who's the loss that you're still crying about? What is the loss that you're still crying about? Those things. So Jupiter edges you. It tries to tell you where you are still hurt. The South Node and Mars is telling you where you're still hurt in your social network, with the betrayals or losses in your friends or in your family probably. So you are trying to figure all of that out. But when Jupiter started moving direct, and it's slowly moving direct from 10th of July to now, and it will go on till November, it tries to bring your positive side out again. It's trying to bring you again to the light. It's trying you back to your, because Uranus was shaking your I am. Who am I? Uranus was trying to redefine who you are. So now, after Uranus has passed, the slate is blank for you to write who you are. This is like a fresh start, and signs don't get that. As I said, Uranus in Aries, none of us ever seen it. So you have an opportunity to completely rewrite your life right now. And Jupiter is giving you the internal bliss that you need to be able to do that. And Jupiter is not coming alone. Jupiter is coming with a beautiful trine with the most spiritual planet, Neptune, which is sitting in its own house, in 12th house in Pisces. This is hand of unknown, invisible, coming to support you, coming to bless you. And that happens, it happens exact at the time when Mercury goes direct on 19th of August. So Jupiter and Neptune have been playing this dance of touching each other over the last couple of months. It happened last in May as well, but Jupiter was moving backward at that time. I talked about it in the last video as well. But now this month, it's moving direct. Jupiter is moving direct. This is their last meeting for the next 150 years. Jupiter and Neptune will not be in a trine for the next 150 years. It's a very rare and extremely positive aspect. And Aries, if I can say that myself, it's a perfect sign. Aries is a perfect sign because that's where the zodiac starts. So all the signs are sitting in the houses they should. So when Jupiter and Neptune trine is happening in 8th and 12th houses, they are in the signs where they should be. 8th house is Scorpio. Jupiter is sitting in Scorpio in the 8th house. Neptune is in 12th house of Pisces, which it rules. So it becomes an extremely harmonious and positive trine for you, which is bringing you two key things. One, it's obviously bringing you healing. It's bringing you positivity. It's bringing you out of the negative trend that you might have gone into because of the losses that you might have faced, some trauma that you might have faced over the last couple of years. But on a material value, it's bringing you some hidden hand which is helping you financially. This is an extremely positive financial aspect as well. And although all of us are benefited by that in one way or the other, but tangibly, Aries born between 8th to 18th of April, 14 to 24 degree, are blessed most by it. If I have to narrow it down even further to the conservative orb that astrologers use, then if you're born between 5th to 12th of April or 12th to 18th 18 degree of Aries, then you are the most tangibly benefited by that. Now it also, sorry, I missed one thing which I promised you. The third thing that this Jupiter Neptune trine blesses you on is the passion sector. So it completely, these are divine, amazing planets which add passion in your love life. And Venus is currently in Libra, where it should be, in the seventh house where it should be. So Venus is very strong right now. This is the month of love and partnering, and it's sitting in your partnership sector. So your marriage life, if you're in a committed relationship, that is truly blessed. If you are in a committed business partnership, that is truly blessed as well. If you are working in a client facing segment and your clients are your benefactors, this is blessing that sector as well. So this Venus entered Libra on about 6th of August, and it will continue till the end of the month to stay in it. Venus in 7th house in relationship sector, along with Neptune and Jupiter coming together in the hidden, behind the scenes love and passion and bed pleasure sector, is an extremely romantic energy in the second half of the month. It's also works well if there's a new romance coming through because of the eclipse on 11th of August, which will start showing results as well after 19th of August, when Mercury goes direct. And Mercury goes direct again in your romance sector, and as soon as it goes direct on 19th of August, it makes a beautiful positive aspect with Venus in 7th. What more can you ask in romance? I told you, this is an extremely positive, romantic, creative energy, and it's not shallow because Neptune and Jupiter are involved in it. So you're looking for something which is more spiritual, which is more deep. Jupiter is in the 8th house, which is all about going deep. If you are in any spiritual field, healing field, or if you're into occult or any deep study, even in deep research field, this is a very positive aspect for you because your intuition is heightened. I talked about the psychic trine last month, which is your psychic capabilities or your intuition is extremely heightened. And Aries, we are a naturally intuitive sign. We draw on these very easily, even though it does not, people don't believe it because we come with speed. But some of the things we just get them. And this is the time you just get it. If there's something you have not been getting the answers of, this aspect just gives you the answer. You get it. The hard work that you've been doing on your romance, children, creative projects, they come to flow after 19th of August as well, because Mercury starts moving direct. It takes about a week for Mercury to completely come out of shadow, and it will revisit the eclipse point on 29th of August, when you can see all the messages clearly come through. And I know it's delayed. I hate myself that it's delayed, but it's you can't ask for more. And it's not like it's we're not having any action till then. We have a lot of aspects on the build up to it, so enjoy the journey towards the end of the month. You also have more coming end of the month. I told you I'll revisit the work sector at the end of the month because there's something coming there, because sun starts shining on your work when it moves to Virgo on 23rd of August. The light is on health and work, very important sectors for you. You do worry about, we all worry about our health and work sector. We are very particular about the details of it. So when sun shines a light there, it's time for workout, it's time to take care of the day-to-day at work, it's getting your house in order after the eclipse season. Eclipse season is coming to an end now. This was the last eclipse for this year, for this season, and it's time to go back to the regular day-to-day work. But I called it harvest trine because that's what it is. Because on 26th of August, the sun in your house of health and work makes a beautiful, grand earth trine with Uranus in your sign of self-worth and network, and Saturn working very hard in your work sector. It's igniting your work sector and wealth sector. And when these three planets come together, because they are in earth signs, they have to manifest something tangible. They have to manifest something truly what you can look at and feel at. It has to manifest materially for you at work. And this truly blesses the March born Aries, or the early degrees of Aries, who were hurt the most, or or affected the most by the 27 July eclipse, which hit their social sector. They are the most blessed, but all of us are going to feel the positive benefits of that coming together, because the grand trines are excellent energies for grounding, manifesting at work. And it's not coming alone, because on 26th of August you see a full moon in Pisces at 3 degree, right opposite to the sun. So sun and moon will come opposite to each other in your sector of everything behind the scenes, spiritual sector. Now, normally that would just be a feel good, intuitive energy. You get creative downloads from it. You get dreams and intuitions galore, which will completely open the locks of something that you have not been thinking clearly about. And it will give you the requisite rest at the end of a very active period, or in the middle of a very active period. But this Pisces full moon, which is sun and moon opposite to each other, makes a positive energy to the earth grand trine that I just talked about. And that forms a configuration which is very rare, very fated, very positive. It's called a kite configuration. So the water energy becomes a very active participant in the grand earth trine. Because of that, the hidden hand that we talked about, the hidden support, or the invisible hand of support that is coming towards you, becomes tangibly visible in terms of something materializing at work. Also, the emotional healing that you have been taking care of, the reflection, your intuition, your downloads, all of that get converted into something material at work. This opposition between the work sector, health sector, the sun and work and health sector, to moon in more intuition and restful period, all of that comes into active play into creating something tangible at work with you. It also adds some excitement, anticipation, and shake up, much required at the end of the month, in your love life, in your passion, in your hidden sector, in your hidden pursuits. But because of Saturn being a participant in that, these hidden pursuits are no more frivolous. They are more serious in nature, they are more long term in nature, and they have possibility of becoming a formal named relationship. So as I promised to you, I have delivered to you. There's a lot of passion, a lot of romance this month, especially second half of the month, and hopefully a respite, because this full moon and the kite configuration specifically benefits March born Aries, or early Aries, who were most affected by the 27 July eclipse, which was very, very intense. So good luck to us, and look forward to meeting you in September. Thank you.